Fast phrase search for encrypted cloud storage. Abstract cloud computing has produced important enthusiasm for the examination network as of late for its multitudinous favorable circumstances, still has also raised security and protection enterprises. The capacity and access of secret reports have been honored as one of the focal issues in the zone. Specifically, multitudinous specialists examined answers for inquiry over claimed reports put down on remote pall waiters. While multitudinous plans have been proposed to perform conjunctive banner look, lower consideration has been noted on further particular seeking systems. In this design, I present an expression seek procedure dependent on Bloom channels that's basically quicker than being arrangements, with similar or better stockpiling and correspondence cost. My strategy utilizes a progression of n-gram channels to help the utility. The plan shows an exchange off among capacity and false positive rate, and is protean to cover against consideration connectionassaults.A plan approach dependent on an operation's objective false positive rate is likewise depicted. Pall computing has produced important enthusiasm for the examination network as of late for its multitudinous points of interest, still has also raised security and protection enterprises. The capacity and access of private reports have been honored as one of the focal issues in the region. Keywords: cloud computing, keyword search, indexes, encryption, servers, computer security, information retrieval. Introduction. Cloud storage has drawn exploration attention in the last many times with the development of pall computing. There are some IT systems furnishing storehouse services similar as Dropbox, iCloud, and SkyDrive. For the protection of sequestration and confidentiality of sensitive data, secure encryption is an effective way to defense against attackers. In this script, how to gain translated data thus becomes a new security issue with regard to pall warehouses over translated data. Data as a service, DaaS, as a main function of pall computing, provides an assurance that data is handed on demand to stoner anyhow of geographic or organizational separation of provider and consumer. Distributed computing has produced important enthusiasm for the examination group in late times. To look over decoded libraries put down on pall multitudinous plans has been proposed, yet less consideration have been noted on further quest ways. To conquer the capacity and access of classified reports put down in pall, I proposed an expression seek exercising SAO channels which is quicker than being system. Related works. Subject mining in record accumulations has been considerably studied in the jotting. Subject discovery and tracking, TDT, meant to recognize and track themes, occasions, in news streams with grouping construct procedures in light of catch expressions. Considering the co-event of words and their semantic confederations, a great deal of probabilistic generative models for removing themes from reports were likewise proposed, for illustration, PLSI, LDA and their expansions incorporating different highlights of records, and in addition models for short dispatches, analogous to Twitter LDA. In multitudinous genuine operations, record accumulations by and large convey transitory data and would therefore be suitable to be considered as report aqueducts. In 6-11, authors shown a number of security algorithms. Different dynamic demonstrating ways have been proposed to find subjects after some time in record aqueducts, and subsequently to anticipate disconnected get-togethers. Be that as it may, these strategies were intended to make the development model of individual points from a report sluice, as opposed to examine connections among multitudinous themes untangled from progressive records for particular guests. Consecutive illustration mining is an essential issue in information mining, and has likewise been veritably much concentrated up until this point. In the environment of deterministic information, a complete study can be planned in. The idea bolster is the most notorious measure for assessing the rush of a consecutive illustration, and is characterized as the number or extent of information arrangements containing the illustration in the objective database. Multitudinous mining computations have been proposed in view of help, for illustration, prefix span, free span, and spade. They plant regular successive exemplifications whose help esteems are at least a customer-characterized edge, and were reached out by SLP miner to manage length dwindling bolster conditions. By and by, the attained patterns aren't continually interesting for our provocation, in light of the fact that those uncommon still huge attempts speaking to customized and irregular practices are paired because of low backings. Also, the computation on deterministic databases is NT material for library aqueducts, as they neglected to deal with the vulnerability in subjects. Proposed system, I present a expression hunt scheme which achieves a important briskly response time than being results. The scheme is also scalable, where documents can fluently be moved and added to the corpus. I also describe variations to the scheme to lower storehouse cost at a small cost in response time and to defend against pall providers with statistical knowledge on stored data. Although expression quests are reused singly using our fashion, they're generally a technical function in a keyword hunt scheme, where the primary function is to give conjunctive keyword quests. Thus, we describe both the introductory conjunctive keyword hunt algorithm and the introductory expression hunt algorithm along with design ways. The encryption process uses a set of especially deduced keys called round keys. These are applied, along with other operations, on an array of data that holds exactly one block of data, the data to be translated. Each round of the encryption process requires a series of ways to alter the state array. These ways involve four types of operations called subbytes, shift rows, mix columns, XOR round key. Background. Bona et al.'s work on an translated keyword hunt scheme, grounded on public key encryption, was among the most cited in the area. The author considered a script where a stoner wishes to have an dispatch garçon corroborate dispatches associated with certain keywords without revealing the content of the emails. Another intriguing operation was proposed by regarding searching through translated inspection logs, where only applicable logs are recaptured. The script involves an adjudicator which acts as a crucial escrow authorizing investigators to search inspection records. The scheme uses an extension of Bona's scheme using identity grounded encryption. Ding et al. Extended Bona et al.'s scheme using bilinear mapping to perform multiple keyword hunt and described a result that didn't include precious pairing operations in the encryption and lattice generation phase. Kirschbaum et al. Considered the hunt of unshaped textbook, where positions of keywords are unknown. The use of translated indicator for keyword hunt was examined and a scheme secure against chosen keyword attack was proposed. Objective: cloud storage has drawn exploration attention in the last many times with the development of pall computing. There are some IT systems furnishing storehouse services similar as Dropbox, iCloud, and SkyDrive. For the protection of sequestration and confidentiality of sensitive data, secure encryption is an effective way to defense against attackers. In this script, how to gain translated data thus becomes a new security issue with regard to pall warehouses over translated data. Data as a service, DAS, as a main function of pall computing, provides an assurance that data is handed on demand to stoner. Anyhow, of geographic or organizational separation of provider and consumer. Cloud computing has generated important interest in the exploration community in recent times for its numerous advantages, but has also raised security and sequestration enterprises. In this design, I presented a expression hunt fashion grounded on Bloom pollutants that's significantly faster than being results, with analogous or better storehouse and communication cost. My fashion uses a series of n-gram pollutants to support the functionality. The scheme exhibits a trade-off between storehouse and false positive rate, and is adaptable to defend against inclusion relation attacks. A design approach grounded on an operations target false positive rate is also described. To lower the pursuit time. To empower the multi-banner look over pall information compass. The conspire is also protean, where reports can really be vacated and added to the corpus. I also portray changes to the plan to bring down capacity cost at a little cost accordingly time and to guard against cloud suppliers with factual information on put-down information. Significance: expression hunt allows reclamation of documents containing an exact expression, which plays an important part in numerous machine literacy operations for cloud-based systems, similar as intelligent medical data analytics. In order to cover sensitive information from being blurted by service providers, documents, e.g., clinic records, are generally translated by data possessors before being outsourced to the cloud. This, still, makes the hunt operation an extremely challenging task. Subject mining in record accumulations has been extensively studied in through-writing. Subject discovery and tracking, TDT, meant to fate and track themes, occasions, in news aqueducts with grouping construct procedures in light of catch expressions. Considering the co-event of words and their semantic confederations, a great deal of probabilistic generative models for removing themes from reports were likewise proposed. For illustration, PLSI, LDA and their expansions incorporating different highlights of records, and in addition models for short dispatches, analogous to Twitter LDA. In multitudinous genuine operations, record accumulations by and large convey transitory data and would therefore be suitable to be considered as report aqueducts. Scope: in this design, I introduced an expression seek conspire in light of Bloom channel that's unnaturally speedier than being methodologies, taking just a solitary round of correspondence and Bloom channel verifications. My approach is also the first to successfully permit state pursuit to run freely without first playing out a conjunctive banner quest to fate aspirant lists. The system of developing a Bloom channel train empowers quick check of Bloom channels in an indistinguishable way from ordering. As indicated by our examination, it also accomplishes a lower stockpiling cost than every single being arrangement away from where a advanced computational cost was traded for bring down accounts. While displaying relative correspondence cost to driving being arrangements, the proposed arrangement can likewise be changed in agreement with negotiate topmost speed or rapid fire with a sensible stockpiling cost contingent upon the operation. Research methodology: in this approach I employed three system which is employed to recover information from pall quick and secure. The computation and convention is employed to scramble the records and banner and took the incitement for all watchwords and record to scramble the record speedier put down in the pall garçon. Then I exercising a real-time pall drive HQ to store library. Ease algorithm. TDES algorithm. Hashing. Requirements. Hardware requirements. Processor Pentium-4 or higher. Hard disk 80 GB min. RAM 1 GB. Optical mouse, standard. Keyboard standard. Software requirements. Windows 7 or higher. Operating system Java/J2EE. Programming lang, JDK 1.6. Java version, Apache Tomcat 6. Server, Eclipse 3.2. Tool, MySQL 5.2. Database, HTML. Web 5 CSS JavaScript jQuery. Conclusion: I presented a expression search scheme grounded on Bloom sludge that's significantly faster than being approaches, taking only a single round of communication and Bloom sludge verifications. The result addresses the high computational cost noted by reformulating expression hunt as n-gram verification rather than a position hunt or successional chain verification. My approach is also the first to effectively allow expression hunt to run singly without first performing a conjunctive keyword hunt to identify seeker documents. According to the trial, it also achieves a lower storehouse cost than all being results except, where a advanced computational cost was changed in favor of lower storehouse. While flaunting analogous communication cost to leading being results, the proposed result can also be acclimated to achieve maximum speed or high speed with a reasonable storehouse cost depending on the operation. Acknowledgement: I do acknowledge the support and encouragement of all people who helped me throughout the completion of this project. I would wish to give thanks Dr. Dinesh Nilkant, Director JGI, Knowledge Campus, Bangalore, Karnataka for proving the facilities to try to analysis work. His leadership and management skills are continuously a supply of inspiration. I conjointly wish to give thanks Dr. M.N. Nakappa, Head of School of Computer Science and IT, Jain deemed to be University, Knowledge Campus, Bangalore, Karnataka for his support and cordial cooperation. I give thanks the project committee members, Professor Dr. Bhuvanajay, Mentor and Program Coordinator, Department of Master of Computer Application for providing the support and steerage to try to analysis work. Her timely direction and motivation helped me to stay my patience throughout this journey. Moving further, I would like to give my sincere gratitude to Project Coordinator, Dr. Kamal Raj R., Associate Professor, Department of Master of Computer Application for helping me in completing my project work as per the university requirements. I am highly indebted to my guide Dr. Mohd Tajammul, Assistant Professor Department of MCA School of Computer Science and IT for providing a valuable guidance throughout the course of the project to submit successfully. I am indebted to my parents and friends, whose constant support and blessings gave a driving force to go on, and to all my friends for their continued moral and material support throughout the course of the project. I am grateful to the Almighty for giving me strength and ability to complete the project successfully.